Welcome back to another episode where I help younger physicians decrease stress and increase income by transitioning from corporate to independent practices, even without any business experience. Today we're launching a new weekly series where we present crazy medical stories, tales so unbelievable that you may not hear them on the news. Some you might. Only the doctors in the know can reveal some of the astonishing stories that you'll hear. Ever thought about wearing a bulletproof vest at work? So happens I did as an internal medicine resident. My crazy story is about me during residency. I must have been a second or third year resident at Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, where we used to care for a lot of inmates from the federal jail that was nearby. I got a call from the emergency room to admit a patient with a hypertensive crisis, and he needed an ICU bed. And I happened to be the resident on the unit that month, or one of the residents. And I remember going to the code room in the ER, and I was trying to figure out why the patient was in the code room. And when I got there were armed guards everywhere. Machine guns inside and outside of his room, outside the door. I found out that this patient was actually a drug dealer turned informant, and that the U.S. Marshals were actually protecting him. And the ER had no desire to keep him in the emergency room. And so he was transferred to the ICU. And all the marshals had bulletproof vests on, stationed outside the door, requesting to show ID. And me as a resident, I'm like, wait a minute, this is our ICU and you're asking me to show my ID? Well, that's what happened. And after realizing what could have potentially happened, probably because I had visions of Miami Vice in my head, I did not want him in my ICU as well. So all I kept wondering was, if someone tried to take him out, we would be in the crossfires and we had no bulletproof vests on. So I guess that wasn't in the budget for the medical residents or nurses for that matter. So why am I sharing this story? Well, just like Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, part of healing from stresses of addiction or burnout is to share stories. Hopefully this helps you know that we are not alone in the struggles of patient care. And someone may be in a bit more stressful situation than you are. Do you want to hear more stories like this? Subscribe to our podcast and never miss an episode.